Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel, Bagoday Crochet, where we talk about everything and anything that has to do with yarn and crochet. So if that is something that, excuse me, interests you, please subscribe. Join us here. I have over 1,000 crochet tutorials, all free for you to enjoy. But if you don't crochet, I do like to talk about yarn a lot. Sorry my hat does not match my outfit today. I just grabbed the first one. But I do have a tutorial for this hat, which I'll put in the description box. Okay, so today's a yarn video. I'm going to show you some yarn that I got from my favorite yarn dyer in the whole wide world. His name is Keith from Yarn Snob Yarn. I'll put a link also to his website below. And it's all done. Yeah, and then it'll take you to his website. And you'll see all of his amazing yarn. I love it all. I've made quite a few projects using his yarn. I don't know what it is. His yarn feels, the base he uses is so extremely nice. And then his dyeing job is excellent as well. So I can't say enough nice things about him. Like I said, he is my all-time favorite yarn dyer. And I have a lot of yarn dyers that I like, but he would be #1 on my list. But enough talking. Let's start looking. So he did have some new yarns that he was on his website. And of course, Bagoday's got to try new yarns, especially keys. So first off, I do want to show you one yarn I got. So he's the maker of the powerball. Maybe you've seen me talk about these before. Keith's yarn always has a very distinctive smell. To me, it smells wonderful. Some yarns you can just tell what they are by the smell. I can always tell Malabrigo yarn, and I can always tell Keith's yarn by the smell. It's very good smelling, to me anyways. So, this is a powerball. He has powerballs that he sells that are 4-weight. This is a 4-weight. And then he sells them in fingering weight as well. This was a new color that he had. So, why don't we go ahead and read about it. There's his label. So it is 100% superwash merino, and it is approximately 500 grams or 1,090 yards. So almost 1,100 yards. It's custom milled in Italy, the base of it is, and then he dyes it in the U.S., and he is located in Florida. So this particular color here is called Magenta 2023, and Magenta is actually Pantone's color of the year for 2023. So I think he did very well on this. It's very beautiful. So there's almost 1,100 yards of a 4-weight here. I did get 2 of these, so I will have enough to make whatever I want to make. Now his yarn, I will mention, it is on the 4-weight side, is on the thinner side of a 4-weight, but it's still a 4-weight. It's very spongy. It has a little bit of it feels to me like it has a little bit of a stretch to it, which is very, very nice. I've made some beautiful things. You know what? I'll link the things I've made with his yarn below so you can check them out. I really enjoy this. So I got 2 of these at almost 1,100 yards, so about 2,200 yards of a 4-weight. So that's enough to make me anything that I want to make. I don't know. I'll probably make some sort of top out of this, more than likely. But I think it's a gorgeous color, and since it was the 2023 Pantone's color of the year, it's a very happy color. Magenta. He nailed that right on, didn't he? Alright, so that was one. So now I got some other yarn that was new. He always packages very nicely. I love Keith. Let's see what we got here. I'm a yarn snob. I'm not really a yarn snob, but I do love Keith's brand of Yarn Snob yarns. This is a little thing of Post-it notes. I've gotten these before, so that came with it. He always sends a bit of candy, which I try to hide from my kids, but generally they find them all. So they go in my drawer, but they'll be gone tonight, I'm certain. Kids like to go through all my drawers because they know I hide things. And then I got a note. Crystal, thank you. Enjoy, Keith. Very nice. He always puts a nice handwritten note in there. And let me see what this is. Okay. Okay, here is his new brand. One of his new yarns. It's called Opposites. Let me set this down. Attract. And I'm always interested in finding a new fiber content or ones that are incorporated together that I've never tried before, because sometimes looking at the same yarns gets boring. I mean, I love it. I still do it, but sometimes I'd like to see something different. You know what I mean? Well, Keith has one called Opposites Attract. Now, this is a cashmere linen blend, and that is a blend that I've never had before. Now, it's classified as a DK light worsted or number 3 weight. It's oh, this one's milled in Scotland, and then he dyes it here in the U.S. at his dyeing, or he dyes in Florida. It is 42 linen, 58 cashmere. It's a 50-gram hank, approximately 210 yards. Swatching and care info on reverse. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, I can tell you, I am not a huge fan of linen, but I am an extremely huge fan of cashmere. So I thought maybe they would attract, like he said. Opposites attract. So let's look at it. It feels fine. You can feel that linen in it. If you've ever felt linen, you know linen is a bit stiff, but that's only until you wash it. Once you wash it, it softens up. So, and this was classified as a 3 weight. Now, it is quite thin for a 3 weight, but there's a note with it. So I'm going to read that real quick and see what it says. He mentioned something to me about that. There's info in there on the label, but let's look here at what he sent. It says, thank you for purchasing our new yarn, Opposites Attract. Are you ready to embrace a new yarn journey? I'm ready. I am ready. This is our favorite yarn on the planet, but it's probably different than other yarns you've used. We have included a pre-knit, pre-washed swatch so you can see and feel how amazing the yarn becomes once it's washed. Okay. We suggest you start your project with the gauge swatch. I probably won't ever do that. I'm not much of a gauger, but I might. So since Keith suggests it, I probably will. Let's see. Essentially, when using this yarn for the first time, we recommend you gauge swatch using several sizes of needle, including larger than you normally would think appropriate for the yarn. If you find your needle is splitting the yarn, try using a needle with a blunt tip. He's talking about knitting, I guess. Stitches that look a little too loose or uneven will probably look perfect after washing. This is because the cashmere blooms around the linen and fills in the holes. Now that is interesting. That is really interesting. Wow. After knitting your swatch, wash it in the washing machine on a short normal cycle, including a couple towels. Allow it to dry flat. Then check it for feel, look, and drape. If the yarn is not as soft or the fabric is not as full as desired, run it through the washer again. Popping it in the dryer for a couple minutes with towels will further fluff and soften the cashmere. Do not leave in the dryer for more than a few minutes. If you're happy with the look of your swatch, it's time for your project. This yarn is made to be worn. It will last, and over time you will be amazed how well it holds up compared to other yarns you may have worked with. Thank you for embracing this journey with us. We look forward to seeing what you create. Send us pics. I definitely will, Keith. I will send you pics. So let's look at the swatch here. So this was a knitting swatch that he put in, washed and dried in the dryer. It's very soft now compared to this one. You can tell the difference in the softness. It smells clean. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, that's interesting how he said it kind of blooms up. I can tell that. So this being thinner, you know, like he says it's a DK, but I said it's on the thin side of a DK. I plan on doing a top with this. The color I have is called Ruby Slipper. I plan on doing a top with this because I did get enough to do a top. And I like the fact that it gets a little bit thicker once you put it in the washer and dryer. Or a little bit time in the dryer. But once you, wash it, that's nice. Oh, that's the opposite side. But this is a little knitted swatch after it's being washed and dried. Look at that. I like that. That's nice. It feels soft too. Yeah, I'll knit swatch that. Oh man, that's nice. You can't even tell there's any linen in it now. You can't. Here, like I said, linen's stiff. To me, anyways. Cashmere is not. So a mix of them I thought was going to be different, but it was something I wanted to try because I never tried it before. So definitely, I would, him doing this, sending this is really cool. So now I can know what to expect after it's been washed and how it looks. It's a lot softer. Oh, that would be so soft on your skin. It feels like a floof, yarn floof. That's nice stuff. That's nice. I like that, Keith. Good job on that. What an amazing blend that is. I probably will use, I'll have to do some swatching and whatever on that. Yeah, he gives you information below as well, inside the label, on how to swatch and care for it. It's beautiful yarn. Good job on that, Keith. He had a lot of pretty colors to choose from. Now, it was a toss-up for me between the red, and then he had one called Sapphire, which is my birthstone, because I was born in September, the blue. But I did not go for that because I actually have some blue yarn of his already. So I thought I would make a top out of the red, and I hope I got enough of it. It is, but like he said, it floofs up, or blooms up, which I can tell. One, two. Yeah, that would be enough. I hope. I'll make it enough. I'll make it enough. That's nice yarn. I like that. I can't wait to get that done and put it in a washer and see what it looks like. I wish you guys had touch of vision. You know, you could just feel it too. Alright, I've gone on enough about that yarn. I'm going to show you these other new ones he had here. Before I go, yeah. Oh, I got a pin too. I'm a yarn snob. I will keep that. Thank you. Okay. So he also had these, were new to him. Yarn Snob, a Wonderless Worsted Gradient. 100% superwash merino, 166 grams, 363 yards. It's custom milled in Italy and dyed in the US. So I think that it is the same base that he uses for his powerballs, by the look of it. It smells like Keith. Excellent, excellent. Okay, the color I have here is called Palmer Orchids. Isn't that a pretty one? Yes, it is. That's pretty. Anything that looks like a flower to me, I love. That's beautiful. You know, I only got one of these, 363 yards. That would make a beautiful infinity scarf. Mobius, little, you know, like a Mobius scarf. Yeah, that's pretty stuff right there. So I got this one, and then I got one more color. He had a lot of other colors, but his initial release date, he only he put a limit of 2 on the initial release date, and that's fine because his initial release date's over. And I bought the other colors, but they're just not here yet. So, and then I got this one, which is called Writer's Block. I don't know. I thought this was beautiful. And I really think, oh, I love the small quiche yarn. This is the same thing. I really think that that is so pretty. That this probably will be some sort of infinity or infinity, you know, wrap or Mobius twist wrap or whatever you call them. That gradient will be beautiful, you know. You can start light or dark, but, you know, because you can twist the wrap either way. But I just use dark with the center, work my way out. That'd be a sufficient enough amount right there to make a beautiful, beautiful wrap. Like, you know, a scarf type wrap that you twist, put around, double it up or whatever. That's probably what I'll do with this one. This one I don't know. I'll think about this. Could end up in a giveaway. Could not. Could send it to someone. Could not. Could decide to make something with it. I don't know, but I know it's gorgeous. So that's what I got from Keith. It's very, very beautiful. I love it all. Could not choose a favorite. I love his new magenta color for Pantone's color of the year. Beautiful. Top, probably. I love the opposite attract. Like I said, at first, you know, it feels, you can tell there's linen in it. But once he shows you the washed up piece, it's so super soft. That's nice. Love that. It was a good idea to throw that in there. And then I love his new gradient cakes. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them, love them. So, I hope you guys enjoyed looking at some yarn with me. Very excited about that cashmere linen blend. Something new, you know. That's I like the new ones, to try them out. It's going to be interesting to see the top that I make, and then it's going to be interesting to see it bloom out like he says once you put it in the washer. Who am I kidding? Once you put it in the washer. I say wash. I know people don't like it, and I try to say it correctly on camera, but I can't sometimes. So once you put it in the washer, it will bloom out or floof out like he said. So I'm pretty excited about seeing that. I'll tell you the truth, though, I'm not really excited about working with it because it is a very thin DK, on the verge of a 2. I mean, I can do it. I'm not a fan of it, but just take me a little longer to do. But yeah, that will definitely probably be a top as well. Gorgeous stuff. As always, though, from Keith, it always is. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.